Afternoon, everyone. Derek Chisora versus Otto Wallin last night. Sure you've all seen it by now. Managed to produce three absolutely fucking outstanding performances, and only one of them by a fighter. And when I say outstanding, I mean fucking horrendous. First of all, 114, 112. How many times are we going to talk about this? Incompetence. That's fine. If you're incompetent, you're not fit to do the role, the specified role. So you shouldn't be fucking working again. 114, 112. So, take out the fucking knockdown. Absolutely fucking shocking. Which, well, I'm not even going to talk about that. But, should be highlighted, definitely. Secondly, I don't know, these probably take, joint 1, joint 2, I don't know. Who's going to vie for first place? Let's go with second place. Let's go with Paul Dempsey from the TNT commentary team. Now, if you're as old as me, you remember Paul Dempsey from the Sky days, the Sky Golden era. Paul Dempsey and Glenn McCrory, Ian Dark and Jim Watt. One of the best to ever do it. But Paul Dempsey, how you can sit there and say, oh, Derek Chisora, he's rolling back the clock. No, he's not. He looks every inch the 41 years old he is. Whatever, 41 years old. He's giving Otto Wallin a boxing lesson. No, he's not. You're wrong again. Derek Chisora doesn't box. Number 3. Perfect tactics by Derek Chisora. Derek Chisora doesn't do fucking tactics. And even if he did, he didn't fucking need him last night. You expect better, don't you? Oh, that's the sort of level of commentary. And Paul Dempsey, like I said, has been in this fucking game since I was a kid. And that sort of commentary is fine on these Misfit shows or, Misfits or YouTube boxing and all that sort of shit. But fuck me, come on, mate, have a word. You cannot sit there and just... Who are you trying to sell that to? Because any fucking boxing fan out there with a half decent fucking boxing knowledge and knowing what they're looking at, you're like, Paul, what the fuck are you watching? This is me you're talking to. This is us you're talking to. Absolutely fucking shocking. Oh, he's rolled back the years. Superb tactics. Fucking hell. And then we come to Otto Wallin. Now, I don't know what they were doing in camp. I don't know what they were preparing for. I don't know how they were preparing. I don't know what sort of game plan they were formulating for Derek Chisora. But I think they left it in the transport. I think they left it in the shuttle to the stadium. And by the time they got to the dressing room, they realised they'd left any game plan they had behind. Along with Otto Wallin's intent. Because that didn't travel with him either, did it? You've got a guy who only does one thing. And that one thing is he will walk forward, swinging big hooks, loading up big hooks. And that's kind of it, Slowish sort of jab. Some decent head movement, but slow. But he's going to come forward in straight lines and just those big kind of over-the-top looping haymakers and hooks. You know that. Otto Wallin, he's kind of had since that display against Tyson Fury, which he showed ambition, genuine ambition, or defiance, shall we say. He made a good fight of it. He lost, but he made a good fight. There was some intent about him. And then there was the Gassiev fight. Now, that Gassiev fight for me, I don't know what you lot think, but when I watched the Gassiev fight, it looked like It looked like two guys who were having a move around. Not like, almost like a gentleman's agreement. Just having a medium spar. That Gassiev fight. So I didn't really see a lot into that result. But certainly Joshua. Now, I've said this many times. I think Joshua hit him with a body shot a minute and a half for the first round, and that took all the intent out of Wallin. But it shouldn't. No matter how good Joshua's performance was against Wallin, if you're a pro fucking fighter, an elite level heavyweight or world level heavyweight, he's not elite. I'd argue he's even world. But if you are, and that's what you're being billed as, you can't have all the fight knocked out of you by a shot that doesn't even put you on the floor. So his intent was knocked out really early against Joshua. If there was any. There may not have been any. There may not have been any at all. There may not have been any intent with Wallin against Joshua. And there wasn't any here either with Derek Chisora. He got in there. He went up in straight lines, went back in straight lines. He was throwing, we call them don't hit me punches. They were a combination of don't hit me punches and arm punches. He was, I can't remember, Richie Woodall in commentary. Richie Woodall in commentary said he was pouring out this short jab because he didn't want to take the risk in coming over his front foot too much. True. I just don't think, I don't know if it's fear, lack of conviction, lack of belief. But when I talked about a while ago, I talked about the Bivol Beterbiev. So, worlds apart. All right, I'm not trying to fucking compare. I'm just the mechanics of how these fights played out. You had Beterbiev, the walk forward aggressor, and you had Bivol, box puncher, sort of back foot, you know. Now, even though Bivol spent the entirety of the fight on his back foot, now this is the difference between fucking elite and mediocre. One of the differences. Even when Bivol was on the back foot, Bivol knew, and these fighters know of quality, that you can't just run away and offer nothing, because at some point, if you're offering nothing to deter that oncoming walk forward aggressor, then you're going to lose. Unless you're Floyd Mayweather, you're going to lose. Bivol knew that at times he would have to stand and trade and offer something. And yeah, there was, I forget what round it was, Wallin opened the cut. But sorry, 10% at the time ain't good enough. Over a space of 1 or 2 rounds. The rest of the time you're going to lose every round. And you're not going to deter an opponent like Derek Chisora. You're not going to make... Derek Chisora is not a thinking fighter. Alright? So, if you leave him in his comfort zone, where he doesn't have to think at all, he's just going to walk forward on autopilot like Derek does. That's what he does. You've got to offer something. You can't just fucking don't hit me arm punches. You'll just get walked down. You'll get walked down and beaten up. And that's not to say Wallin didn't land, because Derek's face was a mess at the end, but that showed Derek's intent to have a fight. The fact that he was marked, it showed Wallin's intent to get on his bike and fucking not want any part of it. So, the sad thing is, and I'm a huge fan, and first of all, I don't like coming down on fighters. I know what getting in there is like. It's fucking hard, and I respect every fighter, but we have to be, I'm talking objectively. This is not from a place of shitting on fucking Otto Wallin, but you've got to bring more. Yes, fair play to you, you're a professional fighter, and if only 0.1% of the viewing public had enough to get in there and do what you're doing, Otto, you know, so hats off to you, but mate, you've got to bring more. And not just that, but you look at his performance against Anthony Joshua, and you look at his performance against Derek Chisora last night, and you've turned up for work twice, and you've turned up for work twice late, and you fucked up your day's work. Who's going to want to employ you? Is Otto Wallin getting on a medium to big size bill anymore? Would you want him on a card? Would you want to give him money to be on your card? Would Wallin even? I suppose he could be. Is Wallin gatekeeper material now? I don't know. That's for Derek Chisora. This now means he's in line for a shot at a world title. I mean, on the one hand, you can say he deserves it for his effort and his services to the sport, but I don't want to see Derek in there against someone live. Dillian Whyte, absolutely no problem. Dillian Whyte, absolutely no problem. And I don't know who I'd pick, because Dillian Whyte has no punch resistance left whatsoever. Derek has a little. And Dillian Whyte's last fight on that show in Ireland, or was he boxed since then? I can't remember. But he looked poor. So yeah, if Derek's going to go anywhere, roll off number 50 with that. But I suppose we've had some fantastic fights and some fantastic nights lately, haven't we? So we're going to get a duffer. I didn't really watch the rest of the card, but and I still say to this day, I still think judges and referees should maybe come out and face the boxing press, face the public, and be made to, because there's just no accountability, is there? You can turn up, get it absolutely fucking wrong by a long fucking way, and just walk away. At least from, yeah, you can get a suspension or whatever, but you don't have to. Even so, you're still not having to account. And I think if you had to account, I don't know. I mean, if you're a judge, do you I don't know. Because if it's just incompetence to that level, I mean, you're just completely wrong. How are you there in the first place? Have you had just a bad day at the office? I don't know. When you go to work, if you have a bad day at work, does it mean your eyes didn't work properly? Or does it mean that you ticked the box that you didn't mean to tick? I know we all underperform, but I don't know. Judges need to be accountable, because that was fucking horrendous. Paul Dempsey needs to be accountable. And people talk about the fucking DAZN commentary. Fucking hell. Anyway, that was it. I'll see you all soon.